Start my video. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great and staying safe out there. I'm in Portland and we are covered in ice right now. So hope everybody's warm and safe. I wanted to do this today because we've had a lot of questions, not just about email open rates, but about deliverability and all sorts of stuff. So I thought today would be a good day to talk about that. And we'll go over what not to do and what to do. And I'm also going to give you a list of some email subject lines to try. So let's get started. I'm going to stop my share and just let you guys know that I think what we have one more. I should look at my calendar actually. I think we have one more Wednesday in the month. Nope, we have two. I take it back. The 31st is a Wednesday. So we're going to have two more success meetups, and then we are retiring the success meetups, and we are moving over to KV Core strategy sessions. They're going to be at the same time on Wednesdays. And so I hope you'll join me there. Those will be a different sign up, and we'll get all that information out to you guys as we do that switch over. So thanks for being here. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you to do this link, and I'm going to put it in the chat so you could follow along with me. This is kind of a little doc that I put together real quick just to give you some direction. So I'm going to pull that over and I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about with email open rates is you cannot get your email opened if it's not delivered. And I hear this all the time, and I've seen this, I can't tell you, probably 5 or 6 times in the last couple weeks in our Facebook group saying, hey, all my emails going to spam. Please help, what can I do to make that not happen anymore? And the biggest problem I see, the number one issue, and it's almost always this, is this right here. So if you walk away with nothing today, I'm begging you to do this for me, okay? Up at the top of your KV Core, you're in your dashboard, you're going to see a little envelope icon. And if you click on it, you have the option to connect your Gmail or connect your Outlook. What this does is some people are like, well, I don't want to connect it. I don't care. I don't need that filing into KV Core. You need to do this. And the reason is it's not just connecting it that your emails will show up in KV Core. What it does is it gives us permission to use your Gmail. So if you've got a Gmail account that you've been using and things are going great, and then you start using KV Core and you're like, oh, everything is going to spam and I don't know why. It's because we're not using your actual Gmail. If you actually look at the email that's being sent, it's coming from like a gobbledygook email that's like a big string of numbers and letters, like at conversion.com or something. It's not your email because we don't have permission to use your email until you do this. So that's the first thing I'd love for everyone to do is make sure that you connect your Gmail or your Outlook if you don't have a Gmail account with your KV Core so that we now have permission to use your actual email. So everything that gets sent is going to come from your email. It's not going to come from a relay email. It's not going to come from a masked email. All those things are going to 9 times out of 10 get sent to spam because your email servers are going to say, oh, your recipient's email servers are going to be like, this doesn't look right. Like they're trying to hide what they're doing. They're being all shifty. This is a weird email address, but it says it's coming from them because it will say your email in the from. But if you go to, I can show you guys. I don't think I have one, but see if I can find something that looks like it. You'll see it like in the actual email address that's sent. Let me see if I can find one that's here. I just got this spam from Weston, but do you see like it says this is who it's from, and it will say your name or your email, but this is the email it's actually from. And this email will be a gobbledygook email, like I said, if you have not connected your Gmail. Barbara says, I had an issue with no emails going out and support told me to disconnect my Outlook. I don't know why they would tell you that, with the exception of it might, here's number two, is the other place I'm going to show you, and this might be why they told you that, although they should have, I think, told you a little something different, is in your profile, your email address is here. If this email is different than the email that you have connected, same situation, right? It's going to be it's not going to work right. So that might be the case. If this email was different than the email that you had connected to Outlook, then yes, you would want to disconnect it and reconnect it with the actual email that you have here. The same thing right here. If you edit your profile, this is a from email, and this is the email we're actually using. So the problem becomes, is that if you put a different email in here, then it's the same issue. We're sending it from this email if you have it connected, but we're masking it with what you've asked us to mask it with. And this can, not as much, but definitely can also send it to spam. So I always just recommend not to do a from email and to use whatever email you're logging into KV Core with, have that be your email and connect it with your email here. Okay, so Iris says, I'm getting my reply to my Gmail and to KV Core. Not sure what you mean by that. You're saying that if someone replies, it goes to both KV Core and your Gmail. If that's the case, you probably have it connected, because once you do have it connected, it will come to it will come into KV Core. So if you're in your let me go here. Once you connect it, all the emails that come in, because we now have access, are going to be in the timeline of all of your, let me see here if I can find one. So let's see if I can find, oh, that's a test one, so that wouldn't have come in. Let's see. So any incoming email, I don't think I have one in here. These are all kind of dummy leads, but will be any incoming email. If you've connected it, will show up in the timeline, and KV Core will tell you that you got an email because now we can see it. So that's why. Okay. Okay. I would assume, Iris, I would assume you're connected, but definitely look here and make sure that if it looks like this, you're not connected. If you're connected, it'll show like that you're connected and kind of your emails and stuff. So you're welcome. All right. So now, the other place I want to show you guys on your dashboard is if you go to all activity here and go to email events, you will be able to see who opened your email, and you'll be able to see if someone clicked on your email. Okay. So people are always saying, well, I want to see my open rate. I want to see my click rate. The open rate is a little bit misleading. Some email carriers like open it on your behalf to see what's in it before they send it through and decide if it's spam, those kinds of things. So the open rates can be a little off. The click rates are much more reliable because someone actually had to click on it. So you can see who's opening it and who's clicked on it. The other place you can see that is in your CRM. If you go to, let me see if I can find one that has an open email. Well, like I said, these are all dummy leads in mine, but you see right here, it says email has not been opened. If it's been opened, it will have a little open envelope and you will see if they opened your email or not. So it's another way to know if your emails are getting opened, is to either look in your email events on your dashboard, or if it's a specific email you're looking for, you can come back to the contact record and look and see if the email has been opened or not. This is really good to look at, especially if you have new leads, where you're sending them listing alerts, and you'll be able to see the listing alerts that are sent, like the market report or the listing alert. This is the listing alerts. If they're not being opened, I highly recommend sending them a text message with some listings and saying, hey, I've been sending you listings. I noticed that you're not opening them. Maybe I'm sending this the wrong address. And they might have given you a bad address, right? Or maybe it is going to spam. And maybe they really want to get that stuff from you. They want to get the value that you're sending them. And they might get back to you and say, oh, I'm not getting them. Oh, can you verify your email address for me? Maybe it's correct. Say, hey, check your spam because it might be going there. Put me on your trusted list, and have that conversation with them over or over text message. But if you see that they're not opening anything, you've either got a bad email, you've got someone else's email, or it's going to spam. Okay. Send them a text if you have an email, if you have a phone number in that case. Alina wants to know, is there a way to track how many people or percentage of people open a mass email like a newsletter? Not at the specific time. I know that they were working on it, but again, the reason we haven't done like an aggregate right now is because if I have a MailChimp and they'll say, oh, 74% of the people actually opened your email. It's not really correct because it's misleading in that open rates can be this misleading because of the way email servers interact with your email. It might show that it's open really, but it's not really because their email clients opened it for them just to look, but it's not open on their side. It's hard to explain, but it's not quite accurate. So we haven't done that yet. We were talking about doing click rates and looking into that. And I know that they've been looking at that, but they haven't done it yet. Okay. So those are the number one and two places to look to see if someone's opening your emails or if they're clicking on your emails. And again, you want to get that email connected and you don't want to be masking your email in any way. All right. So that's number one. You want to use a verified independent email. And that's your Gmail account. It's your own mail account, not ours. You want to connect it up so we can use it. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? There's one other thing I'm going to give you guys. And it is a help article on email deliverability. And if you're having trouble with email deliverability after you do everything I said, then check out this article. It talks about sometimes you have issues with your name servers. Sometimes, you have other issues. One of the big issues I see is sending mass emails out to people that haven't consented. Google and all those people, they know your open rate. So if your open rate is low, or if your bounce rate is high, or if your unsubscribe rate is high, then they're going to be like, oh, this is a spammy email, and it's going to kind of downgrade you in their eyes. So be real careful, treat your email like it's something special, and don't be spamming everybody because that's going to bring down your deliverability too. But anyway, this is a great reason why your emails might go to spam. So you can have a look at that too. There's a whole bunch of reasons, but the number one reason is that you haven't connected it yet. Okay. All right. So let's go back to here. So the other one is don't start with dear first name. No one says dear first name anymore, except for spam. So don't do it. The third thing is don't send attachments. Send attachments as links instead of embeds. So don't you have a flyer that you want to send out to everyone? Don't paste it into your email. Instead, put a link to it, like a Google Drive link in your email, or attach it. So I'll show you how to attach it, something when you're sending stuff out. So if you're sending something to somebody and you want to send them an email, right now you have to do it this way, which is go to Advanced Editor. Add a button. And instead of sending it to a specific URL, you can link a file. If you do that, it's going to ask you to upload the file. And that's how you can send an attachment today. In the next few weeks, they're just going to have a little paperclip attachment on regular emails which I've been asking for I don't know how long. So that's a little gift to you knowing that's coming. But you can you can upload something here and then and attach it that way right now. Okay. Don't use multiple font colors, especially red. I know it sounds weird, but it's totally true. That if you're using a bunch of different colors in your email fonts, it's just something that is flagged as spam, and red is especially flagged that way. The next thing is keep it short. And I will say this, you really want to keep it under like 500, 600 words because that can be seen as spam if it's too long, but also no one's reading that. Like nobody's reading a 4-paragraph email. So I see this all the time where people are like, oh, I want to put all this information in. And it's like, if they start talking to you, then you can give them that information. But honestly, no one's going to read a big, long email like that. So don't do it. The next thing you want to do is add a clear unsubscribe button. So anything that gets sent out from KV Core that is automated, so like your listing alerts, your market reports, all that good stuff, it all has an unsubscribe button on it already. But if you're sending something out yourself, then it will not have an unsubscribe button. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can either, I highly recommend sticking it in your signature. So in KV Core, if you go to your profile and you edit your profile, down here is your signature. You can see I've already put an unsubscribe button in my signature. Okay. So open link in new tab. Let's do that. So the link that you want to use is this link. It's whatever your URL is for your website, login PHP. Is this a to-do or not? This is a to-do. The not to-do is not have one. I guess I should have put that in the other place. Good call. But the not to-do is send it without one. So we do want to send it with one. This is what you want to do. So this is it. So whatever your KV Core URL is for your website, you just stick login PHP on the end of it, and it will go here where they can stop listing alerts, they can totally unsubscribe, or they can log out. Now, if they are not already logged in, it's going to ask them to log in first before they unsubscribe because we don't know who they are if they're not logged in. So then we can't unsubscribe them, obviously. But this is the link that you want to use. Not my link, obviously, but just stick this on the end of any whatever your website link is and hyperlink it so that they have an easy way to unsubscribe and it's clear and it's in there. And so if there's the emails that are being received, they can see there's an unsubscribe in there, so they know you're legit, and they're much more likely to let it through the spam filters if there's an unsubscribe button in there. Okay. The next thing is avoiding too much HTML. So if you're using our advanced editor, yeah, there's going to be HTML in there. If you're pasting in a flyer, there's going to be HTML in there. Now, I'm not telling you not to use the advanced editor. I'm not telling you not to put pictures and things in your stuff. But I am saying that if you're emailing someone who has never opened an email from you, then you should avoid doing that at least until they start opening your emails. Once it's through, right? So like once it comes through and they've opened an email and they haven't like marked it as spam, or especially if they've interacted with it, like they've clicked on something in it, their email inbox is going to assume it's a safe thing. So whenever I'm doing a campaign, the first 1 or 2 emails I send out, I use plain text emails instead of advanced editor emails. Okay. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be thoughtful about the way you do it. Okay. Iris wants a copy of the list of what not to do. I put this link in the chat, but I'll do it one more time. Right here. There you go. So you'll have that. Okay. The other thing you want to do is avoid all caps in your subject line or in your in your text in your email and tons of like punctuation, like 100 exclamation points, right? Don't do it. So those are what not to do. Okay. So I should have said what not to do. I'll take this out of here. We'll put this on what to do, which was I was down here. Okay. So those are what not to do for deliverability. Now let's talk about getting your emails opened. Again, deliverability, you want to avoid spam words. So you want to avoid spam words that make like claims and promises. These are often sent to spam as well. So 100% more, 100% free, be your own boss, double your cash, like things where it's almost like too good to be true situation. And, you know, they might be thinking that's spam. So they're not going to open it or the spam filter is going to say, I don't think so. Todd wants to know, can you send instructions on creating the opt-out? I don't have instructions, but I can kind of go over it with you. So basically, when you're in your KV Core, you're going to go up to your name. You're going to go to my profile. You're going to come here. It'll be like this. You're going to edit it. And you're going to want to go down to your signature and make your signature, like your name. It's always good to actually not just have your name, but have like, obviously you would want to on your signature, your company and your contact information. And then at the end, you're just going to say, click here to unsubscribe from my emails. And you're going to take this and highlight it and link it. You're going to hyperlink it with this, not this particular one because it's mine, but yours would be whatever your link is for your KV Core website, /login PHP, and save it. And then that'll be hyperlinked. And then always include your signature on your outgoing mail. And if you do that, it's always going to be there. No matter what you send out, when you send it out, you'll always have the opt-out on there if you do take those steps. Okay. Okay. The next thing you want to avoid is, the unnecessary pressure, like don't miss it, can't wait, that kind of stuff. A lot of people say, to use it, like don't miss out on X. And I'm not saying never do it, but you got to think about those things might get caught up in a spam filter because they think, okay, this might not be whatever. Where do I find my KV Core login? Todd. I just put you on speakerphone there, Todd, if you want to talk to me. I'm not sure what you mean by
Sure,
find
you're
your
going
KV.
really fast. So this is like day 3. I'm just getting used to it. So,
Oh.
yeah, and you said, you go to your whatever your KV Core. How did you word it? Like the
The URL.
URL? Yeah. Where do you find that?
Oh, sure. So under your name up here, right here is what the URL to your KV Core website is. So if you click on that, it'll send you to your KV Core account.
Is it okay? I'm trying to look at both here. So did you click on the middle one?
The one with the little website, like world
Yeah.
icon
So my
by.
website one, not just the KV Core, but my website address.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Okay. All
And
right.
then it'll
When
take
you
you to
when you
your
defined it
website.
as the KV Core, that made it sound like it was specific to that, but that's our website.
Yeah, this is your outward facing website where people can search for homes for sale
Okay.
and all that stuff.
I
And then you're
understand
just
that.
gonna tack on that login PHP,
Okay.
login.php to the end of it.
Okay. And what does that do?
I doubled it up. Sorry, hang on. What does
So do
that
we
do?
have,
It takes them to, hang on a second.
is this
I messed that
PHP
up.
like a public site where everyone can go to opt out of things?
Um, it's just your login page. So like right now, if they're not logged in, they're going to ask you to log in and then they can unsubscribe. If they are logged in, they'll take them here where
Logged
they can
into what?
unsubscribe or log out.
You're talking about buyers are logged into what?
into your website. So you
Okay.
have a website. You see right here where it's this is my name, so I'm logged in. So
Uh-huh.
like I can save, I can look at homes, I can save homes, I can ask questions about homes. I'm logged in. Whereas if they come and they've never been here before, you have a website where, let's say they're not here, they come here, they're not logged in, and they go, well, I want to look at houses in, see, San Diego. And when it comes here, they're like, oh, look at all these houses. And then as soon as you start looking at homes, it depends on, I might have mine set up that way, but it depends on how many houses you're going to let them look at it, but it usually asks you to sign up. And then
Okay.
once they sign up, they're now logged in, if that
Gotcha.
makes sense. And
Okay.
so once they and it remembers them unless they like clear their cache or their history. So anytime they go back to your website, they'll always stay logged in. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah, but this is logging them out of drips we might have put them on with automated emails, correct? This is
Right. So they can do a
subscribing
couple,
from that.
they can either totally unsubscribe, which will stop all communication, or sometimes they're like, I just want to stop the listing alerts, and they can do that. Just stop listing alerts.
Okay, so now where do I go to insert this?
So this will be, you take your login URL,
Yeah.
you're going to go to your name,
Okay.
you're going to go to my profile,
All right.
and then you are going to hit this edit profile button,
Okay.
and you're going to scroll down to your signature and
Got
put
it.
that in there.
Okay. And can it just go at the very bottom?
Yeah, I would put all your contact info and then put it at the very bottom of your signature.
And then you tag on, what is it? H
It's /login.php.
PHP. So /login.php at the end of our website address.
Correct.
Okay. Does it need to say also before that, it needs to say to opt out or something?
So what I just did was where did I go? I just said click here and I
Click here to
hyperlinked it
unsubscribe.
to
Okay.
unsubscribe from my emails or to opt out from my emails or whatever it is that you want to say.
Okay.
I like the unsubscribe word because again, it's good for the spam filter stuff.
Sure. Okay. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. All right. Let me go back. Okay. So, unnecessary pressure. You also want to not be shady. So, oh, it's a free, no cost. Like I've seen people be like, no obligation, whatever. You definitely want to think about how you're wording stuff there. And then just jargon or legalese like, oh, deals, discounts, warranty, these are just some examples, but you just want to be careful when you're saying stuff like that, again, because it can be seen as spam. Okay, so that's all the whatnots to do. Let's go to the what to do's. I added that down there. Clear unsubscribe button, very important. And I guess I should put this here, what not to do. It is what to do. Let's take that. I don't know why I did that. Using verify. Okay, so the biggest thing that you can do to get your emails through spam and opened is providing value. So if you're sending people crap, it's going to be crappy, results. You really want to be thinking about and sending them things that are important, things that they care about, things that they want to know about. Because if they're getting stuff from you that is valuable to them, then they're going to open it and they're going to look forward to getting things from you and they're going to continue to open your emails. So a lot of the stuff that we send automatically from the system, we're trying to provide value. So listing alerts, people want to get those alerts. They want to know what's new on the market. Market reports, they want to know what's going on in the market where they either live or they're looking to buy in. Their home valuation reports. Everybody wants to know what their home value is worth. Okay. So these are things that you definitely want to set up as automations in the system. And those will provide value right out of the gate for you. But when you're sending other things, you want to think about things that are going to provide value for them. The number one thing I see that provides value is when you're giving them information about the area they live in, whether it be a newsletter that contains information that they care about, blogs. You can send them your blogs, links to your blogs that contain good information about what's happening in the world, what's happening in their neighborhood, what's happening in their communities. You know, these are the top 3 events you might want to check out this Friday and Saturday. You know, people want to know what's happening, and so giving them good information that's valuable to them is important. Going out and looking for interesting stuff, like maybe there's a property that hit the market that hasn't been on the market in 40 years. Hey, this is a property that hasn't been for sale in 40 years. It's your chance to like have a look at this and see what this is all about. Or you can send them like super crazy $1 million listings just because they want to look at it, right? Like check out this amazing house. Wouldn't you love to live there? Like how cool is that? By the way, let me know what you're really thinking about moving into, you know, or whatever, start the conversation. Give them things that they care about. Don't just, hey, just checking in, thanks, bye. You know, I mean, you can do that, but the majority of stuff you want to send out should definitely have good, valuable information in it, things that they care about, right? Okay. I gave you guys this list of email subject lines to try to kind of increase your open rates with people, and you can kind of go through them, but you know, think about when you're making your email email templates or you're sending stuff to people, you know, pick one out here, give it a try, see what you get. I'm not saying this is foolproof, but this is just a good long list of things that you can try. Is it acceptable for me to typically use greetings like aloha and much mahalo? I think I said it, or much mahalo. I butchered that. I'm so sorry. Yes, for sure. In fact, that's even better because it's not something that's cookie cutter every day. You know, it has to do with your, you know, you must, I'm assuming you live in Hawaii. It has to do with your community and it makes sense for the area that you're living in. And so same thing, like if you live in Texas and you want to say howdy, go for it. You live in a very highly like Latino area, you want to use some Spanish, go for it. You know, think about those kinds of things. That's not a bad way to go at all. In fact, that's a good way because it does set yourself apart and it makes sense for the area that you're in. So you know, think about those things for sure. I like that idea actually. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions about anything kind of that I've gone over as far as this goes? Okay. The last thing I'm gonna kind of go over and just say is that you really want to think about um, being consistent. And so again, we don't want to spam people, right? But we do want to send them something. So think about something to do at least once a week, whether it be your newsletter, whether it be a link to your blog that has the events for the weekend, whether it be a cool house that you saw that just hit the market, whatever it is, try and do it once a week and stay engaged with your database. The more that you're touching them and the more information you're giving them are definitely going to help you. Tracy wants to know how to print the list. I believe you go to File, Print. Pretty sure. And while I've got you guys here, and I did this, how do I mass message for my newsletter? The way you're going to want to send a newsletter out is you're going to want to decide. So if you go to your Smart CRM and you're going to run a filter for who you want your newsletter to go to. So you might just, I personally think it should go to everybody. That's just me. But you can just say, I want it to go to everybody. You could click them all. and say everybody who is subscribed to emails. So I can say I want it everybody who's subscribed to email. Maybe you don't want to send it to agents. And so maybe you only want it to go to buyers, sellers, renters, and your vendors, but you don't want your agents to get, other agents in your system that you might have worked with. You don't want them to get it. Some people are like that. Again, I don't think it's a big deal, but so you can apply your filter and then you can save your filter. And your filter would be my newsletter list. I'm going to save it. And then you're going to go to your marketing and you're going to go to your scheduling your mass email. You're going to click schedule mass email and you're going to send it to, now it doesn't have to be this, like you could send it to a certain hashtag group, you could send it to a certain contact list, but I'm going to send it to my newsletter list. And then, you can either make it here or you might have your template already. You choose your template and then you're going to schedule it out. So that's how you mass send for a newsletter. Okay. And I highly recommend if you're doing a newsletter, get some local content in there. People will appreciate that. And so what I was going to do really quickly, because it's so darn easy. And if you're not doing this, like you're crazy. I want you to do a blog and send it out to them and put it on your social media. Watch this. People are like, I don't want to write a blog. I don't know how. I don't have time. I want you to go to ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, let's see, events in San Diego this weekend. That's not it. That's not this weekend. You can just literally see, these are all old. Wow, the San Diego Tribune is not. Let's try this thing. Things to do. Let me try a better one. Better. I'm San Diego Tribune has let me down. Okay, so here's some stuff. So here you go. Just open these in new tabs. Okay. And so you're gonna say, write me a blog about events happening this weekend in San Diego with these events. And then you're going to go just copy and paste. There's my ChatGPT. Each of these things in here. So you guys are gonna have to excuse me because I can hear that my husband is trying to get in and has locked himself out. So give me just a second. But I'm gonna let ChatGPT write that. All right. Here it is. So ChatGPT is writing this. Look at this. It's made a beautiful blog for you. It gave you a title, it gave you this, so we're going to take all of this and copy and paste it into a blog post. So I'm going to add a post. Now I have a blog post of a bunch of stuff. I let ChatGPT write it for me. What did it tell me that the thing was? Here's the weekend extravaganza in San Diego. I mean, obviously you can change it. If you send this kind of stuff to your database all the time, they're going to see you as a resource for what's going on in the world, if that makes sense. You can also put a picture in here. Go to Canva. Say it's on here. Live music. Where'd my Canva go? Just go to photos and do live music in a bar. And you can stick it. Where did it go? Right here. ChatGPT has made blogging, it's a crime if you're not doing it. And you can definitely send this stuff out to your database. You can also put this out on social media, right? Now I have this cool thing. I mean, it even hyperlinked the more information for me, right? Seriously, if you're not doing this, shame, 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 shame. Okay, let's see here. Is there a way I can see insights of the mass email I sent, like how many have been sent out, opened? Okay, so you probably missed my beginning, but you can't see it en masse. But what you can do is if you go to your dashboard and you click on email events, you can see who has opened and who has clicked on individual emails. And you can also see it in their timeline if they have opened the emails. How do I send an email to a specific target area addressing the specific housing needs of a single family homes and townhomes? How can I effectively filter and send out this email? You mean like geographically? Let me get back to you on that one. The next question was maximize my email open rate and track them and its analytics. So like I said before, we don't have analytics for that particular in mass, but you can look here and see that. So back to Miko. Miko wants to, okay. I'm going to where is Miko? I'm not exactly sure. Go ahead and talk to me, Miko, and I'm confused as to what you're asking me there. You're muted though, if you are.
Hi, good morning. Aloha.
Good morning.
Hi. Thank you for
Hi.
taking my question. I hope you
Sure.
understand my English first and foremost. I'm still new and I'm still learning about the KB core, so I'm not utilizing yet. I'm been emailing for my my actively sending out each the home variation and also marketing trend, and then also depend what they're looking for. So I've been sending through my Gmail, but not
Mhm.
utilize anything about the KB core. So
Okay.
I'm transitioning from the how I can catch up with whatever I've been done on Gmail, and
Uh-huh.
then try to apply on. I'm getting a little bit understand KB Core, so how I can do uh,
Uh-huh.
benefit for me.
Gotcha. So if
Thank
you
you.
have, if you're welcome, if you have like segments in your Gmail where you're like, I have this list of people that I send this stuff to because I know they live in this area, and I have a list of people who I send this stuff to because they live over here. You can take those people when you put them into KV Core and hashtag them um, so that they have a specific hashtag. So remember before when I was sending it to a filtered list, I could just send it to a specific hashtag instead, and I could do that and, you know, be able to segment them out that way by hashtag if you know that. The other thing you can do with your filters, honestly, is you can, there's a couple things. Like for instance, if you're in your contacts and you want to run a, let's see, just do this. Let's say you want to run a filter, you can do a property interest filter. So obviously they've got to have a listing alert set up so you know kind of what they're looking for. But you like, let's say you find a great home, it's like a great price or it's got something cool about it. You can enter the MLS ID or the address here. And if that listing matches what they're looking for, you can get a list of people that way and send them that listing, for instance. If you want to send something for a specific location, so if I did San Diego, or St. John's, okay. So if I want to do St. John's, like everybody who is looking in that area specifically, and there's some information about, hey, what's going on that night? There's an event there. There is a cool house, a cool whatever you want to send. You can do that as well. Or you could put in a price range if you want to, or beds, baths, or anything like that. You can find a list of people to send stuff out to as well. So that's another thing to do. The trick is they have to have a listing alert set up so the system knows that that's what they're looking for, obviously. So you can do that as well. Also in the behavior on the filters, you can look up all sorts of things to see, you know, what they've done, all sorts of different filters you can use to kind of narrow down your list of people and send out things that are, you know, relevant to them. Okay. We've got about 10 minutes left. I can answer any questions related to this, or if you guys have any questions globally about KV Core, something you've always wanted to know or need help with, throw it in the chat or throw it in the questions and we can answer any of those. Otherwise, I'll go eat my lunch 10 minutes early. No, seriously, I'd be happy to answer anything. When I do a search on KV Core, I get less options than if I do a search on my MLS. There's a couple of reasons for that. And it really has to do with the way, so if you think about KV Core, we have to be able to connect, it's like almost like a plug, right? With MLSs to pull things. And so we kind of have generic plugs for MLSs. And we have to make it so that they work for the whole country, like all the MLSs in the whole country. And sometimes it just doesn't plug in the exact same way with the searching. That's not to say it's not fixable. So if you are searching and you're like, okay, when I search on the MLS for this, I get these 20, it returns me these 20 things. And when I search on KV Core, I get these 10 things. It might be because you have things set up differently in your settings. So if you go to your website manager and you go to your settings and you go to listings, you might have like some of these things checked and some of these things not checked. And your thing is returning things that aren't checked, but in KV Core, you've turned them off. So sometimes that happens. if you have a different coverage areas or different things, there's all sorts of different things that you can do to change the way that we're pulling information. So I would look here first. Now, let's say you've done all of that and it's still wrong. That happens. What needs to happen in that case, and I've seen it all the time, is that you're pulling it in your MLS because it's saying XYZ and ours is saying like XY. Like it's not quite correct. You can go down to your chat bubble here and say, hey, when I'm pulling a list of, I see this a lot with like one story home or one story homes, let's say. In ours, it's one story, and yours, it's bungalow or something like that. Like it's a little different. And so what you need to do is you need to say, I'm pulling this list in KV Core. This is the list I'm getting in KV Core. This is the list I'm getting the MLS. These are the ones that are missing. And you need to send us the actual MLS sheet so we can see through the whole thing to see what the discrepancy is. And 99 times out of 100, they can fix it for you. It might take, a week or two before we get the whole thing fixed or whatever, but we can fix it. So check here first. If still not working, talk to the chat bubble and say, hey, my MLS, it's not pulling the same as my MLS. Here's the discrepancy. Here's a few missing listings that should be showing up in these searches. Can we look into fixing it? And they will do that for you. Okay, Michelle? Is there a class or video to set up the drip campaigns and how to put your client base in KV Core? I'm new and I'm sorry and I'm very confused. Michelle, you're welcome. Okay, so there's a couple of things you want to do. If you're brand new, I highly recommend you go to these classes. So if you go to your training calendar right here, so in your dashboard, there's a quick start course, which is kind of a course, take it as you go. Training calendar, these are the live trainings. So let's say you're in Eastern time. On Monday is the quick start part 1 is setting up your KV Core. Tuesday is managing your contacts. Wednesday is your websites and listings. And Thursday is fueling your pipeline. I cannot stress enough that like if you're brand new, please go to these. You will learn so much by going to these. If you still need help with drip campaigns, I've got all sorts of resources for you. Here's the next thing I'm going to give you is our YouTube channel. This in the chat. And if you just put we call them smart campaigns in here, you're going to do, so I'll give you this. This is your smart campaign basics one, that in the chat. But there are tons of different smart campaigns. So that's basics, and this is creating your own. I'll do this as well, but there's all sorts of stuff on here that you can use to help you. So if you want to learn about anything, and like I said, we've been doing these success meetups for about almost 2 years. There's so much content in here. If you go to the playlists, this is our success meetups that we've been doing forever. So many things, like almost anything that you could want to know about. So if you're on our actual page, just click here. Don't go here because the search is all of YouTube, but just go right here and put in what you're looking for. I guarantee you're going to find some good how-to videos for you. Sherry, you're very welcome. Okay. Chat. So Janice wants, oh, I've got a bunch of stuff in the chat. Hang on, sorry. Are these webinars recorded and copies sent to us? This is recorded. We do not send you a copy, but they will be here on our YouTube channel. I try and get it up before the end of the day. Sometimes it takes me to the next day, but by the end of Thursday, you will see it and you will be able to watch it there. And I also put it on our Facebook, in our Facebook page. If you're not there, this is also a great resource. That in the chat. But usually what I do is I post I posted like what this will be, and I'll always go back to the post and put it on there and also just make it its own post. so that you can find it there too. Iris, I think that's what you wanted, right? The Facebook chat. I answered your question. Yay. What is the link you used for ChatGPT? It's right here. Is your ChatGPT link. Now, this is you might, if you've never been to ChatGPT before, like you're going to have to sign up for an account and stuff, but that's where you go to ChatGPT. Let's keep going, just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Where does the blog show up? So on your website, so I'll go back to my site. So once you do one blog, so you have to have one blog, your blogs will populate under your agent blog. So this is your blog link. So now this, it will always have the latest blog post that you did. Then it will have, the last few that you've done. And here, if you can go and get the entire list of all the ones you've ever done. I have a hair in my mouth. That's really gross. Sorry. There we go. It's attached to my head. So that's where the blog shows up. It shows up under your agent blog. You could also take it and put it up in your custom navigation if you want to be more prominent. But a good point of emphasis here is if you want to put this blog on social media, do not use this link. This link is just to your blog. If you're like, here's an interesting, here's what's going on this weekend, and then you put a new blog up and you use this link, it's not going to go to that blog. So in order to get to this blog, the actual link for it, you want to click here in your latest blogs. This is the link to that particular blog. So that's the blog. If you were on Facebook, and you wanted to talk about it and be like, hey, here's, what's happening, blah, blah, blah. Obviously spell things right. You can put that out on Facebook or LinkedIn or, Twitter, or whatever you want to do. And then this will be a clickable link for you. So if you post that and they just click on this, it'll take them to your specific blog. Okay. Yes, the blog is on your website. So like I said before, if you go to your website that we talked about before, click on it. If you go under your agent, the blog will be here. This will not populate unless you have at least done one blog, because otherwise it would be an empty link, right? So as soon as you make one blog, that's where it will be. So you go to your own website, your agent blog. Okay. Just make sure I got all of my. Are there pre-created monthly newsletters that are industry related and free to use that you know of? No, I don't. However, there are you can in the marketplace if you want to pay for it. It's under done for you services right here. And you can do newsletters and blogs, and we create the blogs for you. We have all the links in there, go back to your website. We do custom links for searches that you want. We do 2 evergreen blogs, which we do post to your website for you. And if you want to upgrade, you can to local blogs, which we do things like, oh, here's all the pumpkin patches to take your kids to for, Halloween this year, or here's all the rooftop bars to enjoy in such and such area this summer, or things that have, make sense for your area. We put those blogs in for you, and then we put them in the newsletter for you. So it's giving really great content to send out value to your database. So if you don't want to do it yourself, I highly recommend going here and getting a newsletter subscription, and we can take care of the whole thing for you. I don't have a free option for you. Barbara wants to know about the unsubscribe. Isn't there an unsubscribe button that you toggle on or off to show on emails? No. there is not. Um, when we send out auto email lists when you send out auto email lists of properties, are you doing that in KV Core or the MLS, or are they linked? When you send out, it's linked back to the listings on your website, Lisa. That's where they'll have like a list of all the new houses, and they'll have some pictures. And if they want to click on it, they click on it. It's going to drive them. We always drive back to your personal KV Core website. Okay, so I went all the way back. Now I've got a few more messages. Good information. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome. My pleasure. Todd wants to know was that in Design Center? The newsletters are not in Design Center. So the newsletters are in Marketplace. So if you go to the Marketplace and you go to Done For You Services right here, you can get extra campaigns. We have a setup service you can do. We have holiday campaigns we can get you that are branded to you, but newsletters and blogs are right here. The Design Center is different, and not everyone has the Design Center. This is an add-on. It depends if your broker paid for it or not, but it'll make you flyers and postcards and door hangers and posts and stuff like that. That's something a little different. Okay, I think we're good. Last questions, last call. All right, cool, guys. Well, oh no, I've got now 2 more in the thing. Hang on. Is there a class? Nico says, I'm still learning KV Core. Could you please guide me on how to update previous interactions, such as text, email, phone calls, and face-to-face meetings within KV Core? I'm assuming what you're asking, Miko, is if you've talked to somebody in the past, you want to make a note of it in KV Core. And if your emails, for sure, if you connect this, they're going to pull in automatically. So any email interaction you've had with somebody in the past, once you connect your email in the contact record, it will pull in. Okay. If you want to record that you talk to them, you can go over to, let me find somebody with a phone number. New call, and you can just log your call. You could say, I talked to Jackson on this date and this is what's happened. And then say I contacted them, and then you know that you talked to them. So you can log your calls that way. Or if you're just doing a call, you can log it there. Otherwise, if you've had a text, it's not going to pull in the previous ones, but you can add a note. So you can add a note and say, on December 2nd, I texted with so-and-so, this is what happened. And then you can also, if you want to add note, you can also pin that note to the top so that when you go into somebody's, you can see that custom note. No matter all the extra things that happen, it's not going to push it down the list. It'll stay at the top for you so you can remember what happened. So that's another way to record things that have happened in the past. All right. All right. All right. I think we're good, guys. So join us next week. I haven't decided on a topic yet, but if you have topics that you want to learn about, things you want to know about, throw them in the Facebook page. Let me know what you're looking to accomplish. I always read almost everything, all the posts that are in this real estate page. I put that link in there for you guys. Throw it in there. Let me know, and I'm happy to do it. Okay. All right. I hope, oh, thanks, Miko. You too. I hope everyone has a really great rest of your week and stay warm out there. Take care, guys.